Okay, so we're gonna do some techniques when they're standing up, when you're starting to do all this. We just did a pass where they stand up to pass, okay? So let's just say they weren't unwinding and doing all of those things that we just worked on. You know, I don't want to let him establish that lasso. I don't want to let him get spider hooks, right? But he just starts standing up right here, right? So, look, I don't want to stay on this lasso. I mean, I can. There's some things you can do, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in here. So I have the lasso, and I put that lasso leg into like a butterfly position, okay? So, like here, I go over, and what this is, I use this while he's standing up. I notice he's standing up. I'm here, right? Then I'm gonna be X. Okay, now, if you can do bicep crushers for tournament, AGS, that's purple belt. IBJJS, it's brown belt, right? You can come up into bicep, okay? Now, we've been also talking about a bicep slicer when he beats me up, right? So as soon as he hits the mat, off that sweep, he comes through, right? And I can frame my hands like this. It's worse if you will grip your clap grip, gable style together, and pull. Okay, so here, I'm opening, he starts to stand up, I hook in here, okay? Now from here, I'm gonna come through, I'm going to want him to fall here. So I'm gonna kind of lift up and pull and sit and kind of sit up. This is almost a sit-up style sweep, all right? Now, as soon as he hits, he comes up. I got the bicep slicer for me, right here. All right, go back down. If I come up here and I beat him, bicep slicer with me on top. Okay, so what we're trying to do is when we lasso over, it controls posture. Do this to me real quick. So you just start from close guard. Either close guard or feet on the hips is where I want everybody to start. Okay, go ahead and come in. So I'm like, okay. So look, I'm gonna try and stand up. Okay, now he shoots in for the X. Now if he just lifts up a little bit, yeah, and pulls out, I have no post over there. I put this one down, and when he extended forward, I fell. Okay? Now he starts coming up. He's blocking me from coming up. I like the grip here. He's got bicep slice. If it's me coming up, shoot that through. Yes. Okay? Bicep crusher. Here's the thing, guys. Do you want to be... I just met tons of... I was told a story earlier today to somebody. Once met a guy who did not train judo throws because he didn't turn his back on people when he was fighting. And I threw that person that day. Anyway. But don't have a closed mind about bicep slicers, about wrist locks, about any of that. Because you can do it at purple belt, brown belt, no gi, sometimes a little sooner than that, and you will be a white belt with it if you act like some of the people I've met. Like, oh, bicep crushers aren't legal for me, and I'm just a white blue belt, right? I want to work on stuff that, and you see less of that than you used to, but that was kind of rampant when I was coming up, okay? So we're gonna do 3 techniques tonight for when they stand up on your lasso. That's technique 1. Does anybody need to see it again? One more time. Okay. Or he comes up, shoot your leg through. So here's the mistake is I don't push them out, right? Some techniques you want to be compact, you want to be up underneath them like that X guard. Some techniques were further back, and the virtue of an open guard, a foot on the hip, is that you can create space, especially when you have these grips. Okay, so feet on the hips, turn to your side. I'm lassoing in here. He stands during this process, right? All the way up. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna push through with this foot on the hip, okay? Now, I'm gonna also grab here at the same time. If he is this close, what'll happen if you go for it, I don't have a chop there, okay? So I need to be further back, like this. Now here be what I would consider a mistake. Sitting in Randy's head. Spent a lot of time here. All right, terrible spot to be, because it's like molasses. You just, you drip in your way through.
That's my Jiu Jitsu animal molasses.
Right, but you're stuck, and Randy he's just chilling, and that is the part of the essence. Is like, I'm trying real hard to pass, and he is not trying hard, and I get tired under those conditions, right? So look, when he stands up, create some space here, right? As I do that, I grab this ankle, and I'm gonna chop. So I'm pushing space there. I'm putting this foot here as I come up. It was on the hip, okay? I let go of that lasso, was on the hip. If I come up here, I gotta pass half guard. If I put it here on the inside, and I come up like this, can you get my half guard? Can you get the foot?
No.
Okay. So then I can back step and do some other things, okay? Single underpass, like you got a few little low pass options. So here, he's standing up, right? So I'm pushing here, let go of that, and come up. All right, one more time. Space, okay, I'm pushing it back and chopping. Let go. From under his elbow here. Good. All right. Locking the hip. That's a detail we've been talking about on these lasso sweeps. All right, so they stand up. That lasso side foot goes to the hip. The other hand grabs the ankle and you chop that inside leg. Does that make sense?
Sure.
All right, when he steps out of my leg scissors. Okay, so I'm here, I punch this through and I chop and he steps out. I'm gonna move to this. Okay, so again, look, he steps out, foot in the hip, butterfly. He steps out, foot in the hip, butterfly. I'm gonna come up with that, okay? So, here. Sometimes you can go to mount with this. Or, you do the same thing we just did and you come up into this through the legs like white belt guard pass formation. The windshield wiper pass, the back step. I mentioned a second ago, you could even do like a single under off of this. And you could switch the knees. So like all your passing, your core moves you like are there. So feet on the hips. He stands up, right? Push this through. I'm trying to chop him. He steps back. This keeps him from stepping back further. And it's already going to be in the middle when he goes down. I need to drop this foot between his legs when he goes down. See, and that's coming up into mount straight away. Okay? Or you come up here, sir. Okay? So stay here. When I select it, my legs are like this. All right? So I tuck and come straight up, or I tuck and come over. So that's the idea. One more.